This week in gaming, welcome in everybody. It's February 2nd, 2026, and we're going to be talking about everything that happened in the last week of gaming. Let me play some tunes real quick. There we go. So we're going to start off with some wins and fails today. We got idiotic idea, horror, homage, removed RAM, mobile mods, and launch loss. So let's get into it. Let's just start off with our first fail, with our idiotic idea. New Assassin's Creed looks bad. Unfortunately, a leak regarding a multiplayer Assassin's Creed project known as Invictus indicates that even the devs dislike the game. The game is supposed to be a cute Fall Guys / Fortnite vibe and has the devs puzzled on who this game is for, while the managers keep clapping like seals. It isn't clear whether the game will really be that bad or if this is just a case of disgruntled employees. So there is a bit of an issue with the morale over at Ubisoft. So I think it's worth pointing out that like some of these people might not be giving the best faith interpretation of this series, but it's not looking good based on what the leaks have shown. Bruh, Assassin's Kids Bop Edition. Yep, yes sir. And here we have a post from Jonathan. He's the leaker supposedly, and he's kind of using a third party source. He's using an anonymous source that claims to be working at Ubisoft. So we don't know if this one person speaks for the entire team or if this sentiment is just like one singular disgruntled employee. But they said, I introduced it to you a while ago. Invictus will be sort of a Fall Guys version of Assassin's Creed, a somewhat funny game with a Fortnite-style graphics, featuring a series of challenges that lead to the fabled top 1. I told you that the concept was dead on arrival and the game would probably flop. Well, I've got someone from the development team who reached out to me to say that they don't believe in it at all and that they're disgusted to be working on this turd. Here are their words. I don't know a single colleague who likes Invictus. Only the managers will probably keep smiling and singing praises of this project. It's awful, ridiculous animations, hideous and cartoonish characters, their faces are just awful, idiotic sound and visual effects, combat arenas. The concept is just plain dismaying. I wonder who this game is even for and why it was even made. Maybe it's only meant for kids, 6-year-olds? I have no idea. If that's the case, I pity the parents who of those kids who are going to be hounded for money to fuel a fresh wave of microtransactions. That was an interesting way to put it, but this person is either, I don't know, I guess it could be both. They could be a disgruntled employee and they could be telling the truth. I don't know. But if this game is anything like they described, yeah, it's probably gonna be trash. It's probably not gonna be very good. I wouldn't imagine. I don't see a whole lot of interest in an Assassin's Creed party game. You know what I mean? So, I guess we'll see. Let's move on to our next part of this story, though. Keeping up with Ubisoft, there's actually a planned protest coming up. Ubisoft Paris is planning a walkout once CEO Yves Guillemot, I don't know, he's French, visits following reports of more planned firings and restructuring. Up to 200 employees, or 18 to 20% of the studio, is planned to be let go in order to save 200 million euros. He is not welcome, says the devs. Given that this is a French protest, I suppose the CEO should just be thankful that no guillotines were involved. It could be worse. So yeah, I mean, Ubisoft is on fire. Let's be honest. They recently had a cancellation for another upcoming game that people were excited for. They were going to do a remake or like a reboot of the Prince of Persia series, and a lot of people are upset that they canceled that one. Apparently there are people who had spent years working on it and they didn't even know that the game was canceled until it was publicly published that it was canceled. Could you imagine that? Like, at least give someone the decency to tell them, like, hey, you're not working on this anymore. Like, could you imagine if you were like, you find out you're fired from a job because of a Twitter post? Ubisoft, more like Boobisoft. You be soft the second you see anything that they make. I get real soft when I see the next Assassin's Creed. The next Fall Guys Assassin's Creed. You be real soft. Anyways, let's move on to a win. And this goes to Silent Hill x Fatal Frame collab. A new collab between the horror games Silent Hill F and Fatal Frame 2 have been announced. This collab will add costumes into both games and pay homage to each other. Fans have applauded this news as the games have similar vibes despite being made by different developers. So this is kind of cool. I like when you see stuff like this, like just two bros just hanging out, just giving each other a nod. I like that. So Fatal Frame is made by Koei Tecmo, and then Silent Hill is actually made by Konami. So they are like completely different companies. They're not even like owned by the same parent company. Absolute Cinema, right? Like I think it's crazy that we get stuff like this, but we don't have like we don't have a collab between Doom and like Halo, which is such an obvious collab that people have been asking for forever. Like Doom and Halo makes so much sense, yet we don't have that, even though they're both owned by Microsoft. Or we don't even get like people have been wanting the original creators of Fallout New Vegas, which is what's that one studio, Obsidian. They want Obsidian to work on another Fallout game because now they're both owned by Microsoft. Bethesda and Obsidian are Microsoft companies, but we don't get a collab there either. It's crazy. This is what happens when we don't put loot boxes in every box. Yeah, honestly, I think that's the issue. We don't have enough loot boxes. But yeah, they say a special collaboration is on the way between the two Japanese horror titles. Free collaboration costumes are coming as downloadable content. Stay tuned for more details. So that's really cool. It's free as well. It's not even like a paid DLC. They're just doing this for the love of the game, it sounds like, which is sick. I love that. I want to see more collabs, honestly, in the future, especially from like the ones that I just mentioned. Like, I want to see like Halo. Like, why is Halo collabed with Fortnite? Why can't we get a Halo collab with Doom? Like, they basically are wearing the same costumes. I mean, hold up, Halo and Doom collab. God, it would be such a good crossover. Like, look at these guys. You're telling me that this wouldn't be sick? Like, look, this is such an obvious choice. How cool would a Halo Doom collab be? Cinema. I mean, they're both two green space guys. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool. Or at least just give like Obsidian another chance to like make like a sequel to Fallout New Vegas or something. That would be cool too. Anyways, moving on to another fail. We have Costco removes RAM display. Reddit user Accent2012 has pointed out that Costco has begun removing RAM from their display PCs. This is in response to a rise in thefts as shortages continue. So people have actually, and I've seen this as a separate article, there's been a lot of people who go in and steal RAM out of Costco PCs. Honestly, there's a good argument to be made here that they didn't even remove the RAM from the display PCs themselves. Maybe they just got stolen. This precaution appears to be different based on the location, with some stores even removing computers entirely from display and simply posting flyers with the specs. So yeah, they just have like a piece of paper that like just indicates what computer it is, and they go get it from the back. Because like I don't think they can trust people anymore. They just steal it now, which kind of sucks. I dislike how much of a low trust society we've become. It seems like I'm sick of seeing like deodorant locked away in cases because people can't behave. Like, this is just so dumb. It kind of ruins it for everybody. I just wish there were more honest people in the world. So I think this is a massive fail. It's not even a fail on Costco. Like, Costco didn't do anything wrong. It's a fail on the customers and our society as a whole, which just the way people have been acting. I think people have been acting like animals, really. I mean, like it's crazy. Like I can't get socks anymore without having to ask an employee to open a case for me. Costco has no dedicated wham. No, they have no dedicated wham anymore. All the wham has been stolen. Someone went in and stole it. Man, it must suck to own a Costco right now because you got people stealing your RAM, you got people stealing your deodorant, you got people stealing Pokemon cards, and if they're not stealing Pokemon cards, they're fighting in the parking lot over them. It's crazy. Like people are actually acting like animals lately. But it's kind of a. I think it's. Can I get one stolen tated wham? I do have some RAM somewhere. Where did I put my? I have a bunch of RAM just sitting around, just hanging around. Hang on. Speaking of extra RAM, I found this in my closet. This is about $370 worth of RAM I've just been sitting on. It was only like $90 when I put it away, but now it's like the prices have gone so high. This is just DDR4, by the way. It's not even DDR5. It's and it's 8 GB stick, so it's only 32 gigs. Flexing on the homies for real? Yeah, right. It used to be in this computer that I'm using right now. This computer is now using 64 gigs of RAM. And it's 2 sticks, so it's two 32 gigabyte sticks. The idea was to replace them, or not replace them, but to add to them. I wanted 128 gigs, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So kind of a bummer. Money spread the wham, right? It really this is the new modern day money spread, for real. I have a lot of like junk computers. I collect e-waste. I am a little e-waste boy. Oh, look at this. We got ourselves a nice old work PC from my job, and this one also has some RAM in it. Look at that. Extra money right there. 8 gigabytes of DDR4. There we go. That'll fetch me $80 probably. That's crazy. But yeah. This RAM in particular is quite expensive. Not the one in this PC, but the one that I just showed. It's not worth it though. I certainly wouldn't pay $370 for it. Here, I can show you the exact listing. Corsair, Vengeance, DDR4, RGB Pro. Alright. So it would be get out of here. 32 gigabyte kit, 4x8 at 3200. Does it even show it? Oh, it's not even available. Oh. Last time I checked it was $370. Let me just try to look this up. Yeah, look at this. This guy, here's a Newegg listing for $280. That's on sale too. This is also 2x16. So this is not even the same one that I have. I think it might be more expensive because it's more sticks. Just these the actual modules for the RAM are really expensive right now. That's why you're seeing like larger kits. Goodness. Yeah. You can't even get it. It's not even available. Yeah. But it's well over $300 if you try to get it new. Where do you find e-waste? Well, that other computer I got from my job. I was like, hey, are you gonna just throw that PC away? They're like, yeah, I don't want it. I'll take it. It was broken when I got it, but the only thing that was broken was a fan. And honestly, the fan was really broken. There was a CPU fan that was like blown up. I have no idea what happened to it. But luckily, I just happen to have an extra one on hand, so I just swapped it out. Now it works perfectly fine. It just needs a drive and an operating system. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about a win. We talked too much about the RAM crisis. Let's talk about a win from Nexus Mods, which is going to be supporting SteamOS. I blew up that fan when you stick a pencil in it. Nexus Mods Vortex Launcher will be developed natively for SteamOS machines, as confirmed in their yearly roadmap. This will be a big win for portable mod users, as this mod launcher is one of the main ways to download and install most major mods. This compatibility will be for both Steam Deck and Steam machines, so this is going to be really cool. Hit it with a bazooka. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Nice gaming news. Yeah, let's go, Mo. It's gaming news time. And here we have a crab from Skyrim as Zoidberg. The cool thing about this, I think the mod manager, I could have sworn I've installed Nexus mods on my Steam Deck before, but I think there was a lot of like finagling I had to do to get it to work. It'll be cool to have it just natively work off rip. I would like to see that. We love Nexus wins. Yeah, dude, Nexus mods is really cool. So having the launcher just work natively on Steam Deck would be huge. I'm just gonna build my own Steam machine and not buy one. Honestly, that might be a good idea. Well, I don't know, because I mean, we were just, you missed it. We were talking about how expensive components have gotten, and if you need some RAM, I got you. I got 4 sticks of DDR4 RGB Pro RAM if you want some. I'll sell them to you for $80 a stick. $10 a gigabyte. It's 8 gigabyte sticks, so they're pretty small. It's a 32 gigabyte kit. This is what used to be in my computer. I just found it lying around collecting dust in my closet. I'm like, this is actually worth something. Maybe I should sell it. Anyways, moving on from this, it is cool. I probably will be using this Nexus mods because I do like, I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know where it is, but I have a Steam Deck and I love using it. The Steam Deck's honestly huge. I have someone that will sell me their 3080 and a full AMD build for 700 euros, so about 850 USD. That's great. That's a great price right now. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if people are selling 3080s alone for 700 euros. Yeah, how much is an RTX 3080 on Amazon right now? Hang on, I accidentally messed up my my setup. Oh wait, what? Oh, that's a 5060. Wait, actually that's not a bad price. Wait, really? A 3080 Ti, $650? Holy shoot, I need to upgrade. I still have a 3080. Dang. Wait, these are not bad. 3080 for $425. They're used, but I mean, sheesh. This one's 400? What? Wait, why are GPUs so cheap right now? What about an RTX 5080? Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. $1,400. Yeah, you can't even buy them. They're not even in stock. GPU so cheap because they stole it from Costco. $1,500 is really expensive. Yeah. So, back in my day, an 80 series NVIDIA GPU would be around $699. So it'd be like $700. Like the 1080 was like a $700 card. And then if you wanted to get, so this is a little bit old school. I'm going to show my age here. There's 50, 60, 70, 80, and then there's the Titan series, or the or maybe even not the Titan. There's also the no, there is wait, Oh no, it's the titanium. Wait, no. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of the Titans. Yeah, so there'd be like the 1080. Well, now it's like 1090. That's like the new Titans. But back in my day, like, this is how much you would spend on like the highest end GPUs. Now, a 5090, which is like the new Titan, $3,700. Are you joking? Are we so for real right now? $4,000. Are we serious? Again, a German traveling to Poland by train. Shut up. Let's not talk about Germans and trains. Let's not get into that. That's crazy. Yeah. So I don't know if building your own Steam machine is going to be cheaper than buying one. I guess we'll see once they release the price. Anyways, moving on, let's start talking about more fails. This one goes to Highguard failing to launch. Despite having the most prestigious ad spot at the Game Awards and being free, Highguard has a steep player drop-off just days after release. Twitch viewership also peaked at, and this is a really impressive number, 382,000 viewers. But it's now under 3,000 today, making it a 99% viewership drop-off. It is clear that many people were willing to try the game, given that it was free, but unwilling to continue playing beyond their first try. And here we also have the player count. I mean, look, this is death. This is death for a game. It peaked at 97,000 players on Steam, and is now at 10,000. They've lost almost 90% of their player base. Like, that's crazy. That's insane, man. And like, they've retained nothing. They have a baseline of 10,000 players, which is great. I mean, like, maybe they could survive off of 10,000 players. I don't know. But to have this many people immediately stop playing your game is not good. And the reviews are also mixed, as you can see. So, like, people aren't even, like, liking it. You know? It just doesn't look good. It looks really bad. It does not look optimistic, I would say, for this studio. Moving on, they are trying to pivot a little bit. The future remains uncertain for Highguard as the devs try new things in an attempt to retain players. Their newest addition is a new 5v5 mode rather than the original 3v3 it launched with. It is unclear if this will be enough to retain players or entice more. However, Fortnite was famously a flop before they tried pivoting to a battle royale format. So there is hope. I mean, they could maybe save it. This game is only temporary, but indicates that the team is trying, or this game mode is only temporary, but it indicates that the team is trying to find tweaks that players like. This is in addition to their planned yearly roadmap. So they also, giving Skyrim Valorant, it kind of is, isn't it? They released a roadmap for an entire year. Here's a look at the Highguard Year 1 game plan. Episode 2 arrives in 2 weeks. Each episode is about 2 months long. Content shown is free for all players. More info to come as we approach each episode. We're excited for the year ahead and can't wait to share more. So they have looks like 7 episodes, and they're gonna do this for the entire year. What is that? A new warden, new map, ranked mode, new mount, new base, new raid tool. Another new warden, new weapon, new mods. It's like, I don't know if that's what people want, is like new characters, new weapons. Like, I think that only works if people like your core gameplay. You know what I mean? Adding more of stuff that people don't like is not gonna bring anyone in. I don't know what would save this game. I just don't think that like the core game is that enticing to people. Like, I don't think people really want another hero shooter. I wouldn't know. I don't know. Like, maybe make it more of like a, I would say, so a lot of people have been saying it'd be more fun to have more players in it. I think they could lean into that. Like, maybe even do like 10v10. And make it a little bit more like a, like Halo or something. Like, add more, like, maybe add some physics elements to the game, like destructible environments, and have it like almost be like the finals, maybe something like that. They could pivot just something a little bit different. I just don't know if the core gameplay, like, they can keep the core game. I don't know if it's for everybody. It's certainly, like, 10,000 people seem to like it, so they have some sort of player base right now. But I don't see like it being a mainstream thing. Let me see. Let me check their player count. Let's just make sure that it hasn't changed. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Like, it's gotten worse. Wait, where'd it go? Look at that. We're down to 6,000 players right now. Like, this is death for a game. It was, oh my goodness. It was down to 5,600 at some point today. Like, it's 1 p.m. The reviews look bad. Like, this is death for a series. And it came out like, what? 6 days? It hasn't even been a week yet. It hasn't even been an entire week yet. They've already lost pretty much every player. Almost every player has stopped playing. A lot of people have been saying that this is Concord 2, but I mean, it's different. It's obviously different because Concord cost like $40 and shut down within a week. This costs nothing. So like it's gonna be difficult for them to like have nobody play it. Like I mean, it's a free game. So I don't know. I don't know what you do here. This is a shitty place to be. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what? All I'm gonna say, they have to do something. they cannot keep up with this roadmap. I think if they try to do this roadmap for a year, by a month in, by episode 2, there's gonna be nobody playing anymore. Like, they have to add something. They have to wow people. They have to do something unique. They gotta really think outside the box with this one. I don't envy them. I don't know what the correct solution is here, but I know that they gotta do something. Anyways, let's move on to our next story. The new Super Mario Bros. Galaxy trailer. The new Mario movie by Illumination has given us another look with a new trailer as well as a planned release date of April 1st. The sequel is expected to do well, as the first movie made an astounding $1.36 billion. I know I'm excited to see it. Is anyone else going to see it this April? I will probably be in the front row with all the little children. No, I like to go to like children's movies in the 21 and up lounge at my local theater. There's like a balcony you can go on. You can like order drinks. You can not be around any children whatsoever. In fact, you're on top of them. Oh shit, that sounds bad. You're above them laterally, like a king is to the peasants. So, hopefully I can get a setup like that and I won't have to deal with any children. That's how I saw the Sonic movie. I watched it in the 21 and up area. Same with like all the Marvel movies. I remember one time I didn't do that. I think I saw like a Disney movie or something, and there was like a kid, like he like sneezed on the back of my neck. Oh, it was disgusting. Oh my goodness. Never again. Do not ever go to movies with children in them. Oh, I also saw the Minecraft movie in the 21 and up area. It's like, no way am I down there with the children, the peasants going, oh, chicken jockey. Nope, no sir, not dealing with that. Not me. Anyways, gaming news, let's freaking go. Welcome in, Skittles. How are you doing? All right. Let's stop talking about the movie. Let's start looking at the movie. This is going to be my first reaction, so. What is this, Mad Max?
Oh, you're here.
Now, where's the troubled pipe?
That's cute. Dang, this looks sick. Man, Illumination has gotten really good with animation. I used to talk shit about them all the time with like how cheap and lazy their animations have been.
Yes, I am. People don't change.
There's the problem.
Now, I love Chris Pratt. I don't know if he's the best Mario. Charlie Day, though, as Luigi is a genius choice.
Hey.
It's Yoshi! Wow, crazy nostalgia bait right there. With the little theme song that they played slowly. Wow, this is really colorful. There's a lot going on here. This is like an ADHD dream.
Who is this? Yoshi.
Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Dude, Luigi's voice is great. Charlie as Luigi's amazing. Oh, that's crazy. So, I'm not seeing a lot of Galaxy vibes here, though. I didn't see it. I don't know about you guys. I was expecting more Mario Galaxy, like running on planets kind of stuff. I did not see that.
Hey.
Like, they're in like a dungeon here. They're in an open field here. They're fighting a big fish here. They're in some sort of like casino. They're literally in a casino. That's literally a casino. Look at that. These are all casino slot machines, but it's like they're inside of a cube. And then now they're in the sky. Like, this is not Mario Galaxy. They back to the casino. Also, didn't they have like Keegan-Michael Keyes as Toad? Did they replace him? Have you seen the other trailer? I believe I have. Yeah, I saw that. Oh my goodness. I wanted to play. Did we get it? No? Why can't I click on it? There's no ability to click on it. Hang on. I'll pull it up on a different monitor. I don't know if we watched it on stream though. The one where he's like shrunk down. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did watch this on stream. I think we did. When he's got mini Bowser. Wow. It's not gonna load because I have a yeah. This also doesn't,
and I'm gonna be taking my father.
I like how that's just Jack Black, like pitch raised.
Now.
This also doesn't give very Galaxy vibes to it. Like, we've all played Mario Galaxy, right? We know what Mario Galaxy looks like.
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me.
She's like an anime protagonist. Yeah, still not really like Galaxy vibes, but it looks cool. I mean, I'm obviously gonna see it. So let's go on to our next story. All right, if we can even, hello? There we go. What is happening? Oh my goodness, what? The entire slide is just off. Okay. There we go. All right, our next story is a survey from the Game Developers Conference. Unfortunately, it does appear that 1 in 3 game developers have been laid off in the past 2 years. Their survey has shown that 33% of all game developers have been laid off. Now, I'm not sure if this is I don't know how reliable this data is, because I think it's based off of the people surveyed. So it's impossible to say for certain if this is just like maybe there's more people willing to do the survey because they don't have jobs. Maybe the people with jobs are not able to do it because they're busy. I don't know. But it is a very concerning look into the industry when you have 1 out of 3 people reporting that they've lost their job. It also found that half of employees had been laid off in the last 12 months. Or sorry, I can't read. Half employers had laid people off in the past 12 months. So out of everybody, everybody in the survey, half of them said that their company had layoffs in the last year, which is pretty bad. If half of all companies are having layoffs, that's not just like a change in the market or like, you know, bad business decisions. That is a structural issue within the industry. And I would say probably part of a broader issue with the economy at large lately. It was also discovered that 82% of those surveyed support unionizing, with most supporters being earners less than $200,000, recently laid off, or under the age of 45. So out of the people who supported unionizing, most of them didn't make more than $200,000, had recently lost their jobs, or were under the age of 45. So they're kind of like younger people. And it makes a lot of sense. Like if you're making $200,000 or more dollars a year, you're not really worried about unionizing. Like even if you lost your job, like you'd probably be set for a while, just off of savings. In fact, it was interesting. Not a single person surveyed between the ages of 18 and 24 were against unionizing. Every single person within that age bracket wanted to unionize. So it also shows like a dividing line between age groups. It seems like a lot of the boomers don't really want unions, but all the younger people do. And I'm not sure if that's just in response to seeing all of their coworkers getting laid off or being laid off themselves. But it seems like there's a lot of changes going on in the industry as a whole that people are recognizing, and they're wanting changes implemented. There's also concerns with AI. Obviously, a lot of people are worried about losing their jobs to AI, so unionizing is a big driver in that. But yeah, overall, like this survey is not looking good for the industry as a whole, and it kind of parrots a lot of the things that we've talked about in the past. But this is just kind of like an overview, because like we've been doing gaming news for I think over 2 years now, and ever since we began, we've been talking about layoffs and how like astounding the number of people being laid off are. So this goes to show like the overall macro view of this has had incredibly damaging effects. And workers are, I mean, being a game dev has always been a notoriously terrible job. You always have the crunch times. There's people like reportedly sleeping in their offices, sleeping at their desks, like living in the office because they're constantly being expected to output. But this is beyond that. Like, it's one thing to have to go through that. It's another thing to like know that you're constantly going to lose your job. Every time the game is finished, you lose your job. Even if it's a success. Like Marvel Rivals was a generational success and everybody got fired. It's a massive issue. And people clearly want to change. And I think a lot of the younger people seeing the issues throughout the industry, their thought is that they can unionize and maybe fix it. I don't know if unionizing is going to do that. Massive Shoe? Is that a studio? What are you talking about? Massive Shoe? That sounds like a studio. That's an album. What are you talking about? Massive Issue. Oh. What are you using? Text to speech or speech to text? What the heck? Massive Issue. Yeah, it is a massive issue. I don't know how you solve it. Honestly, what I see here is a very growing. Well, that was rude. You know, you can use text to speech now, by the way. There's a TTS channel point redeem. Anyways, I don't know what the solution here is, but I do see that I would imagine most of these people are going to become indie developers, and I would see a move away from like legacy like AAA studios and more of a focus on like independent studios. I really see that happening in the future. I think there's very little reason for these AAA studios to still
I'm
exist.
Zen and I like the pee-pee.
All right. All right. All right. Well, let's move on, shall we? On that note, another Hassan ban. Oh, I don't know if this one's gonna get me in trouble. I was a little bit flagrant with this one. Terrorist supporter Hassan Abi has been banned once again. I mean, that's objectively true, by the way. I just want to point that out there. This is not bad faith. He literally supports Hezbollah. And he's interviewed Houthi terrorists and has supported them. He's like, he's genuinely showed off like terrorist propaganda videos and be like, isn't it cool what they're doing? Like, they're like making a little song, and it's like they're like talking about how they're gonna destroy Israel and they're marching with AK-47s. It's like, dog, well, are you okay? So that's not a bad take. It's not a bad faith take. It's just a true it's just a true descriptor of what he is. He's literally a terrorist supporter, and he got banned once again because who would have thought he's anti-Semitic. So he was banned, and he blamed the organization, the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, like he usually does, which is known for being a predominantly Jewish organization. However, Twitch announced rules November 15th, 2024 against using the word Zionist in a demeaning way, which is why he was banned. So it's not like this isn't new, you know, like he should have already known that he should not do that. It's been a rule for over a year. And you know, there's something really weird about like even the word Zionist. I don't really like it because the only people I've ever heard use Zionist was like back in like 2017. The first time I came across this word, it was from like 4chan, like alt-righters. You know, it was like right-wing people who were like clearly anti-Semitic, like they hated Jews. And I learned really quickly that people using the word Zionist were usually like dog whistling like anti-Semitism. So I thought that was interesting that now the Democrats are the ones that use it all the time. It was weird because I kind of saw alt-right as being really like anti-Semitic with like the Jewish question and stuff like that. Like, and they still are, don't get me wrong, like Groypers really hate Jews, but I'm really surprised now that the left has taken this stance against Israel as well. It's weird. And you know, we don't have to get into it. We really don't. I don't want to make this political, but obviously there is a problem when you are describing an entire group of people as evil based on the actions of few. Like, you can't do that with any group. You can't do that with Mexicans. You can't do that with even white people. You can't do that with I don't know what's another. You can't do it with Muslims. You can't do it with Canadians. God, you know what? I do draw the line there. I hate Canadians. No, I'm kidding. I just what the hell is a Groyper? It's like a can confirm 4chan combos. A Groyper is Nazis. I wouldn't even say with Nazis, because there were Nazis that were, I don't know, like to a certain extent, a lot of the people in Nazi Germany were like captors of their own country. Like for example, Iran. Like, I don't like Iran as like a government, but there's a lot of people in Iran that are not willful with the party. You know what I mean? Okay, what about ISIS? As a structure or as like a people group? Because I wouldn't even say that like every ISIS person's evil. Shut up, Pam. I think that there are a lot of people that get radicalized and think that they're I don't know, joining a good cause. I think it's impossible to say that everybody within a group is 100% evil. A voluntary extremist terrorist group. I don't even know. I think some people probably fight for ISIS because they have no other choice too. I think there's a little bit of that. I mean, I'm talking about like on the on like the foot soldier level, like the lowest rung of the organization. Obviously, these figureheads at the top are pure evil, right? Like I think you could say that about most governments. Like I would even say that Israel seems pretty evil at the top, you know. But the further down you go, you'll find like reasonable people that may not, you know, fully fall into party lines. Epstein files, I would say that, okay, we're talking about groups of people, not groups of criminals. First of all, I think we're getting a little bit too far away from from the original. We're getting into straw man territory. Obviously, yes. If so, for example, yeah, you can't judge a group of people, but you can judge a group of criminals, like a criminal organization, right? I want to find the line. The line is when we're not talking about like ethnic or like spiritual or like cultural levels. When we start talking about like groups of people based off of decisions, that's where the line is. So like even the ISIS thing wouldn't really track. Like obviously if you're in ISIS, you're a criminal. So first of all, if you're in like the mafia, like it's a little bit different to say like, oh, we're judging an organization. I'm talking about a people group. But here's Hassan Anabi's response on Twitter. He says, you can say Nazi pig on Twitch, you can say Democrat pig, you can say Republican pig, you can say Islamist pig, you cannot say Zionist pig. And by the way, I'm not saying this in a defamatory way, I'm reading his words. I don't agree with anything that he's saying. The ADL, which is an arm of Israel's suppression in the West, that works with law enforcement and does espionage, has made it a bannable offense. Dog, I swear on God, he sounds like a 2017 Republican. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And it's crazy to me that, you know, I wouldn't put myself left or right. I'm a fence sitter through and through, but it's crazy to me that I see the exact same, like, shitty traits on both sides, and they have no level of like recognizability in like their own actions. Like they have no sort of hindsight when they say shit like this. It's crazy. Let's say Epstein, Dahmer, Jack the Ripper, Saddam Hussein, and Hitler all grouped up and made their own gang. Well, I would say that if you want to hate that group, if you want to hate that gang based off of the races involved, then that would be wrong. But if you want to hate them based off of the crimes that they've committed, then that's fine. I think you're missing the point. Also, Skills asked what a groiper was. It's like a 4chan kind of fan base that's kind of lifted up what's his fucking name? That one guy, the little Christian nationalist kid. I can't remember his fucking name. But yeah, it's based on like an alt-right like figurehead. I'll get my Google out. Oh, Nick Fuentes, that's his name. He's been gaining a lot of popularity in like the he's kind of like, I would say he's like a cancer within the Republican Party that's been like growing. He's like a right-leaning like Christian nationalist, and he's really effective because he doesn't take anything seriously, and he has like little bits of truth sprinkled in within like surroundings of like massive lies. It's just I feel like it's really obvious to like most people what he's doing, but if you have some sort of political affiliation, you just can't break out of your cycle, right? Like leftists would say like, oh, it's a terrible organization because they're racist, or they're Christian nationalist, or they're sexist, which are all things that could be like accurate labels to this group, but it doesn't work because they don't care. They don't care about the labels anymore. They don't care about the emotional manipulation. And then it just makes the other side looks bad because they can't actually engage or like rapport with this group. I don't know. It's just a mess. And it's kind of like a bigger issue with like debate me bro culture lately. Like the whole debate me. I can't stand debates anymore because it's not people trying to like actually find truth. It's people trying to like get clips. I think it's gross. Do we have a drift news? Was there something new? Anyways, this is all, man, I shouldn't have included Hassan in here. I knew that as soon as I just mentioned his name, it's gonna get political. Whoa, wait, hang on. What do you mean? There's no Adrift news. Yeah, I don't see anything in my Discord unless Kieran posted something about it. Anyways, yeah, overall, on the topic of politics, I think that people should love their neighbor and try to understand why people feel the way that they are. I think as long as we're all trying to work towards making the countries that we live in and the world that we're a part of a better place, then that's what your politics should be. And we should be willing to recognize good ideas. I think that people will see a good idea, but it's coming from a side that they don't like, and they'll like mentally block themselves from it. He switched to Unreal Engine, and I helped him recode a big chunk of his game. What if my neighbor is Hitler? Yeah, even Hitler. You should love Hitler. That's gonna get clipped. No, you should always love your neighbor. That doesn't mean you support what they do. There's a difference between loving someone and like supporting them. I love you, Hitler. Yeah, I that's the hardest thing to do, but you should always love people, even your enemy. Unfortunately, that's the reality of the world we live in, and it would make things better. I guess what I say to him in the morning before work. Guess what I say to him in the morning before work? Hi, Hitler. Yeah, I'm not gonna allow that one. You got auto-modded for that. That's way too close to the other thing. Oh my goodness. You're really dealing with extremes today, though, aren't you? All right, let's move on to our next story. Stop Killing Games formally recognized. So the final count for Stop Killing Games is in with 1.29 million verified signatures. This is more than the 1 million signatures needed to place this initiative in front of lawmakers. And this is a big win for the community and a major loss for Pirate Software. As you can see pictured up here, he's crying about it. What's really interesting though is I saw someone on Reddit, they were claiming that this is in the top 3 highest verified signature rate. As in, it was almost like, I think there was like 100,000 signatures that were not able to be verified. This was a massive victory. And I'm surprised that there weren't more people from like America, like signing it or something, fraudulently. It seems like it was pretty much Europeans through and through. So yeah, you can see right here they had 1.294188 million verified signatures. Sorry, hiccup. And here's a list of the most verified signatures by country. I wish it was in order by count, but looks like just eyeballing it here, I think Germany was the highest with 233,000 signatures. So Mo did a really good job stuffing the ballot over there. He must have put in about 200,000 himself. And then France might be second with 145,000. Oh, Poland had 143,000. That's interesting. Spain with 121,000. I was about to say, where's the UK? But I forgot the UK is not part of the EU anymore. He's good with votes. It was my neighbor. Oh, no. Is your neighbor still Hitler? Italy with 77,000. Netherlands with 90,000. I'm surprised Spain was like the 3rd highest. No, the 4th highest behind Poland. Looks like. Cyprus with almost 2,000. That's impressive. Good job, Cyprus. I didn't even know you had 2,000 people there. Estonia almost had 10,000. Interesting. It's interesting seeing all the numbers coming in from all around the EU. But yeah, that's really cool. It looks like Germany cared the most about it. You know it. My servers ran for weeks. We found out where all those votes came from. UK had its own one. We did 190,000 signatures. I forgot about that. Is that even enough? I imagine that's probably not enough. But yeah, what a W. I just wanted to, we talked about this before. I just wanted to give you guys an update. It has been, it has met the threshold. Were those the unverified ones? I don't know what you're trying to say there, my friend. There are no plans to amend UK consumer laws on disabling video games. Those selling games must comply with existing requirements in consumer law, and we will continue to monitor the issue. Is that their official response? That's kind of poopy. I do support, I feel like if you're going to shut down a game, you should at least allow people to run their own servers. I feel like that costs studios nothing, and to act like it does is just, it's not consistent with logic. Yeah, agreed. Straight from the government web. I see. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's dumb. Like for example, when Toontown shut down, it was like a children's MMO. It was continued. The fans carried the torch by hosting their own servers, and I thought that was really cool. It'd be really cool too if like you could continue to play, I don't know, like Club Penguin or something. Obviously, and it's also disingenuous to say like, oh, they
look pretty yet. Can I have subscribers?
Wowzers. Thank you, Sir
Wowzers.
Stefan. Oh, look at that! So that's our first time having someone subscribe with the new notification. So the text-to-speech works, and the cool little video works. Look at that. That's great. And Anthem recently shut down. Yeah, that too. Apparently there's I didn't talk about this, but there's a plan to bring Anthem back. Oh, there's a Stop Killing Games announcement on Anthem? Official announcement from an Anthem. Oh, wait, there's a Stop Killing Games subreddit. I can't read this. It's not in English. It's interesting that this is in German and French, considering we just saw that German...
Round 3 Zen of Minions, 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 Zen of
Germany
Minions,
and France.
Zen of Minions, Zen of Minions, Zen of
Germany and France had the most votes. Oh my goodness. Can you still hear it? I muted it, but I can still hear it. It's very annoying. Alright. Enjoy your 5-minute cooldown. Former BioWare producer outlines $10 million plan to revive Anthem as a single-player RPG. So there is a plan to bring it back. See, like that would be cool. I would like to be able to continue to play games, you know, after they're gone. I hate the idea that like games can just go away forever. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna actually happen or not. I guess we'll see. It's just a plan. I thought French had a white flag. I thought so too. I'm really confused by that. Anyways, moving on. Moving on to our final community time. And for today, I wanted to talk about prototypes. Prove ideas through prototypes. I love taking an idea to a prototype and then to a product that millions of people use. Now, this is really important with game development in particular, because when you're making a game, like you have to kind of like make a prototype to even know if it's viable or if it's fun. And you'll know pretty quickly if it's fun or not. Like when we were making the prototype for Drift and Drive, that was really fun. Like when we logged in all together, like online, and we could see each other's cars and we started like crashing into each other and stuff. That was so much fun. And you would never know that if you didn't build a prototype. And I want to share with you guys a prototype that I worked on in the past week. I'm working on a cute little game called Civil Ants. So as you can see, there's a few options here. You can make a new game. You can load a game, which we don't have any games yet. Or you can go to settings and we can make it full screen. We can change the resolution. We can change the settings, just basic stuff. Still working on it. I made this in 4 days, so we're still not quite there yet. We didn't even make a game mode. It was just sandbox, right? It was really fun. It was a cute little game. But if we click on new game, you can see we have a player bar that we can change. So let's do 7 players. The land percentage is backwards, so lower is this is going to be mostly land. This is going to be mostly water. So let's put it a little bit high. Let's make this 50 by 50 map size. And then let's make it Pangea, which means that it's all going to be in one area. And when we hit start, you'll see we have a little tile game that just spawned in. Isn't that sick? So it's Pangea, but there are a couple islands that generated around it. This is supposed to be the central landmass. Take my money. Well done. That's cool. Thank you. And it's going to be like a little ant game. So if you've ever played Civilization, it's going to be like that. So I'm still kind of working on it. Ideally, it's going to be all 3D like this. You can see there are some rocks that are 3D. The rest is still kind of like, it's all like still prototyping, right? But when I click on it, so if I click on this, you can see it's showing it's a sugar tile and there's no unit on it. If I click right here, it's showing that it's a moss. If I click over here, it's water. Now, if I click right here, it'll show me it's an anthill and there's a queen on it. So each tile has information on it that we can pull as well. The next step here is to make it so you can start clicking on the units. It'll show an indicator on what tile you have selected, and then you can like move the unit. We're obviously going to put a smoke effect on the screen, so like you can only see tiles that you've discovered. It'll randomly put your character, it randomly puts them all across the map like this. So we chose 7 players, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here, 6, 7, and it works pretty good. I've tried to mess around with it. I've tried putting like land really low. I've tried putting rocks everywhere, and it always spawns in players. It seems to work pretty well, and it's all randomly generated. That's the coolest part about this. So unfortunately, I don't have a way to pause and go back, so we had to just relaunch the game. Again, it's a prototype. It's a very early prototype that I made in a couple days, but if we play around with the settings, so for example, let's say we want it to be 20, or actually let's do, we can only do 99. That's as high as it'll go. Let's do 99 height and let's do 20 width. Let's make a lot of land and let's make a lot of players. So now you can see it changed the map size. Also, the bounds they still work, so I can't go past this. There's also a difference in the zoom. So if I zoom in real close, you'll notice that I'm not scrolling as fast as I was when I'm zoomed out. You can see I scroll much faster. There's also another cool thing. There's a slight there's momentum to the camera. So if I drag, you can see it keeps gliding a little bit, which is cool. That took a while to do. But yeah. Now, how many players did we put in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we put all 10 in. Love camera lag. Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, it's literally got, like, my favorite game, probably ever. One of my favorite games is Civilization 5. So it really is kind of mimicking, like, the control scheme of Civilization 5. Civilization 5 has that where it has a little bit of camera lag to it. It's also got a feature, so like there's a cooldown, so you have to hold the mouse button a certain amount of time for it to allow you to scroll, because otherwise it'll just have you select, obviously. When the camera's still in movement, you can keep clicking and it won't register as a tile click. Actually, it is registering a little bit, but it'll allow you to quickly move around. What happens if I click? Okay. Yeah, it's not selecting any tiles because there's no tile information. That's interesting. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'm looking forward to getting this out there as like a full prototype that you can play. The next thing that I want to do is I want to have a separate layer. So there's going to be 3 layers to this game. There's going to be the Fog of War layer that covers like things that you haven't seen yet. Then below, obviously, this is going to be the other tile set that you have, the tile map that you're actually playing on. And then there's going to be a second tile map that's underground. So the idea is, so say you have an anthill, and maybe there's like water between you and the other anthill. Like you can't travel across the water. So what do? You're going to be able to tunnel under the water. There's going to be tunnel systems that you can make from your anthill, and it's going to be a duplicate of the overworld map, but there's just going to be tiles that you have to dig out. Online too, maybe. We'll see about online. I'm not sure exactly how I would do this online. We'll take it as it goes, you know. Ideally, that is the goal, is to be able to play with other people. But for right now, I'm just focusing on single player, just as like a proof of concept. And then if we can adapt it to work online as well, that's what we'll do next. I just want to show one more thing from the game. I want to generate one more map. Let's do a big one. There's also no limit to like how big it gets. I've just limited it to 9.9 because it gets kind of laggy, not gonna lie. So let's lower the land. Let's not do Pangea. Let's do like islands. So now you'll see we have a bunch of little islands. Look at that. We can also add more resources. I only added one, which is the sugar. But we could really get kind of crazy with it. We could add like tons of different stuff. I want to add like corn dogs and stuff. I want to have random events like a bird like lands on the field. So this is supposed to actually be like a backyard or something. Everything's supposed to be really tiny because like obviously you're controlling ants. So the idea is that like I want to do like a backyard kind of map generation, maybe like the side of a hill or something like that. And then like there's going to be other obstacles. There's going to be spiders, which are going to be like neutrals or like barbarians from Civilization. And then there's going to be like birds. There's going to be like maybe snakes. I don't know. And anything that's like a natural predator to ants will also be there. So you'll have to fight the other ant civilizations, but you'll also have like neutrals that are common threats to both. So it'll be really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I've also thought about replacing the rocks here because these rocks are supposed to be impassable. Like they're basically like mountains. You're not supposed to be able to move your unit through there. I've been thinking about like replacing them with just grass blades, like tall grass blades. I thought that would be kind of cool. But yeah, it's all a work in progress. Still trying to like see what we can do here. But I think it's looking pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes. It's been a little bit of a passion project and something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Turn-based, I love the PG. The PG? Yeah, it's gonna be turn-based though. Yeah, it'll be just like Civilization. That's my goal, is to make a game like Gladius or Civilization. So if you ever played Civ, it'll be like that. That's why it's literally called Civil Ants. I don't know. I hope I don't get sued for that, but yeah, I could always change the name. Turns out Civilization does not have a they don't have a patent on that type of game. Nice. Procedural generation. Yeah, there's still a little bit of goofiness with the procedural generation that I need to work on, but it works pretty well. I'm very happy with the way that it's going. Oh, we have something from Kezi as well. What? Why'd you DM me? Why did you DM this to me? What? Did I dox you? Did I show something that I wasn't supposed to? Take it off stream. Why? What's on there? I don't see your gamer tag. NDA. What? Well, you should have said something. You just sent it to me with no context. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was looking at. For all I knew, Ace Combat 8 was already out. So you're trying to flex that you're playing it early? Clipping now? Oh, #1 leaker. No, I'm so sorry, Cassie. You should have told me. Cut this from YouTube. We should be good. Man, now I have to edit because of you. What have you done to me, Cassie? All right. That's so funny. Well, let's end there with our community highlight of the week, which is going to Giga Chad Stefan. Look at this. He's got a little. He actually did a stream yesterday where he was showing this off. He's got a bunch of little sliders. It's actually insane. This is. I wish you would actually show the Unity system that you have, because there's like a billion sliders moving back and forth. I feel like I'm like in like an 80s sci-fi movie with like all the analog computers that like have all these dials that you don't know what they do. It's crazy. All the stuff that's working behind the scenes here is really impressive. And I couldn't even begin to understand how he does it with all the blend shapes and stuff. Like this is a skill I do not possess. Paid play tested. There you go. That's pretty cool. That's sick. Let me know how it is. It seems like a fun game. Yeah, I saw this at Sir Stefan's horse was streaming it. Yeah, he has a horse VTuber avatar as well now. Unfortunately though, you can't hit it with a truck, so it kind of sucks actually. Oh my goodness, why am I hiccuping so much today? But yep, that is all we have for today in the gaming news. And yeah, so all we have left to say is goodbye to YouTube. Would anybody like to do the honors? Preferably with text to speech, maybe. I know you guys would like to say something on there. Do you have any opinions on the Steam lawsuits? Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure.
FUGGOFF YouTube.
There you go. Bug off, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. You'd have to watch the stream to know what I'm gonna say to that question.